Vedanta results, a decline in profits during the September quarter, but outlook on the con call positive. Let's get in Mr. Ajay Goel, a Group CFO, and Arun Misra, Executive Director, to talk about the numbers. Ajay, let's start with you. How do you reckon the quarter went by according to your expectations?
Yes, you're right. In the current environment, which remains quite tumultuous, and our delivery shows resilience and consistency. This quarter is a record quarter for us. If I call out a couple of numbers, this quarter our revenue at about 39,000 crores, which shows 6% growth on YoY basis. It is our highest ever revenue on historical basis. At the same time, this quarter we beat the market consensus in terms of EBITDA. So EBITDA for the current quarter at about 11,612 crores, up 12% YoY. This is our historical best in terms of EBITDA for any second quarter. Two more numbers I like all of us to underscore, please. The second quarter profit after tax before exceptional item is a little over 5,000 crores, representing 13% growth. And finally, in terms of balance sheet, we made good progress. One of the most watched number is a leverage, net debt to EBITDA, which has improved from almost 1.5x last year to 1.4. Net in terms of all three key priorities, as in delivery, deleveraging, and demerger, Vedanta made good progress in second quarter.
Okay, since you invoked the demerger, Ajay, let's ask you about the update on the demerger itself.
The next date of the hearing, which remains the final hearing, in fact, is on 12th of November. And only one matter, it's about MOPNG will be heard. We are very, very hopeful that the hearing on 12th November will be conclusive. And with that, our earlier commitment of demerger reaching conclusion by the fiscal end remains unchanged.
Any reason there could be a delay to that guidance, Ajay?
We have no reason to believe. You may have seen in the last hearing on this week earlier, the SEBI's approval, in fact, was taken on record by NCLT. Now, the only matter that remains pending to be heard on 12th November is by MOPNG. So we do foresee the hearing on 12th November will be conclusive. With that, demerger will be a reality by end of fiscal 31st March next year.
Okay, Ajay, I have a question, one more follow-up for you. Aluminum prices, right? They've risen nearly 12% in the past 3 months, while alumina prices have softened. How does this spread impact your near-term margins? And do you expect this trend to sustain into quarter 3?
You may have seen over the last couple of years across Vedanta's portfolio, aluminum, in fact, is our now single biggest business in terms of EBITDA contribution, giving practically 45% of the company's profitability. You're right, over the last 6 odd weeks, the aluminum prices, in fact, are going northwards, which is a big positive, at about $28.50 per ton. At the same time, the price for aluminum remains relatively subdued. But what is also very important to note that Vedanta's work on strategic cost management by insourcing supply chain, as in our refinery at Lanjigad, has been commissioned as we speak. So in that case, with the heightened pricing and a lower cost of production, we do foresee that aluminum business profitability will keep rising in near future.
Okay, Mr. Misra, I'll get you in this conversation. You guys have indicated that FY26 could be Vedanta's best ever EBITDA year. What will drive this?
No, it's also aluminum plays a very significant role. If you look at this quarter itself, aluminum would be about 50%, zinc would be about 40%. Roughly, we maintain a ratio between aluminum, zinc 40-40, rest 20. But looking at the LME and the volume expansion, VAB, value-added product in the aluminum kicking in, their Balco projects getting commissioned. So all that and the Lanjigad productions increasing. So they would see about 50% EBITDA would be contributed by aluminum, and then followed by zinc, and then oil and gas, and then the rest.
And is there any new capex plan on the cards? Either of you can take this.
So capex plans of Vedanta is primarily around continuing the current businesses, but particularly in the aluminium, doubling the capacity by putting up another 3 million ton aluminium smelter in Odisha, doubling the capacity of Hindustan Zinc from 1 million ton metal to 2 million ton. Of course, on the Northeast exploration, invest heavily, invest on the offshore projects to find more alternative oil and gas. And at the same time, look at other businesses and grow them as much as possible. We have got expansion of ferrochrome business. We have got projects completion in iron and steel business. So I think Vedanta will continue to grow. And of course, we have been successful in many of the new materials. To mention potash, to mention monazite for neodymium, to mention tungsten, to mention vanadium. So next 2, 3, 4 years, these will be explored. Then new metals will keep getting added and new expansion plans will keep coming in.
Okay, Ajay, you want to add, very quickly, Ajay, you want to add something to this CapEx plans point?
Yes, in the current year, Vedanta is looking at investing about 17,000 crore in terms of growth capex. And obviously, when we allocate capital for growth capex. We look for money in terms of deleveraging and also reward shareholders. And finally, I want to say the current year we will be crossing an EBITDA mark of more than 6 billion in the current year. And that will be our historical best year in terms of our bottom line by a big margin.
Wishing you all the best for that. Thanks so much, gentlemen, for joining and giving us that perspective.